What's up everybody, my name is Alex, this is Alex Plays Games, and today we have a slightly less busy day than yesterday. I am so excited to get started on the sugarcane farm because if you see over here, if I don't hit anything and die... Okay, there we go. So yeah, we have definitely been collecting a pretty good amount of gunpowder. I left it for a few hours. We have these double chests and... oops. We have these as well, and we also are stocking up on bones, which is awesome. That's not where they're going to stay. That's where I put them because I didn't want to deal with it. So what I want to do is kind of have like a mini firework factory almost. I mean, it's going to have to be manual, but something like this where we can go ahead and store all of the fireworks. Hello. Now, I don't have my normal inventory on me. I just have a lot of junk. So I went ahead and modified this thing once again, but it seems like it's still working, and this works a little bit better. So this is the concrete module right here. This is just a feeder block that goes into the input stream, and I set up a place for gravel and sand, and as you can see, I have been very busy getting mostly gravel, a little bit of sand. Sand is easy. I have a desert over there. But we are definitely working on the sugarcane farm today, which is going to be over here, but we're also going to be working on something I call the Boneyard. And I came up with it all by myself, which is, I'm impressed because I'm not good with redstone or anything like that. This is the version that pretty much happened beforehand, so I have a chest going into a composter, going into a chest, and I was just putting some melons and pumpkins anywhere. But my plan today is going to be having a lever somewhere, and maybe like over here or over there, wherever it is. And what it'll do is it'll change it from storing so I can trade with villagers to bypass and put it straight into the Boneyard. So if I head over to the creative server now, you can see I've been messing around with it. This is your basic principle. And what'll happen is you put in bone meal, it'll start spitting it out, and then once it's done, stop spitting it out. And then this is the little module right here. And this is the actual the actual redstone. So this is as compact as it's gonna get, and you need a water stream. But I wanted to make it pretty, so I went over the top. Is this all necessary for something so simple? Absolutely not. But that's boring. So I have this right here. You can go ahead and turn it off, and you can see the little minecart going back and forth right there. And then it puts all the bone meal right here in the chest. And right up here, I actually want to put some skeletons and have like a sign that says the Boneyard. So I can't type today, I'm so excited. But I am super excited to go ahead and do that as well with the sugarcane farm. So I have most of the supplies over here, or at least the building supplies. And I know I have a bunch of pistons laying around in random, yeah. Okay, so I have the concrete. I have a bunch of pistons laying around in random chests. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those. I just got all kinds of random crap around here. But I'm going to go ahead, grab the rest of the supplies, and we are going to start building. Okay, so I've been super busy getting a bunch of cobblestone for the pistons and the observers. And as you can see, I'm definitely starting to build a... Okay. Definitely starting to build a collection. So if I come up here... This design is by Ilmego, so as usual, I'm definitely going to have it in the description, and I'm going to put it up on the top right of the screen. It does put out a piece of cobblestone every 5 ticks, and I did adjust the timing. When I do use it, I go ahead and adjust the timing down there, so if I go ahead and turn it on real quick, you can actually see it's pretty quick, but that is definitely going to help making all these components, because I don't want to buy them, I want to make them instead of spending a bunch of diamonds, because I haven't actually gone to the end in a while, and that's most of the stuff that I sell in my shop. So per layer, it looks like it's going to be 30 pistons and 30 observers as well, and I'm gonna go ahead and make the rest of the observers. 32 should be enough, and I believe I have some more in here as well, which is awesome. All right, so I'm gonna make my way down over here. I think that should be all that's required to get started. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is lay out a 17 by 5 area. So that's 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17, and I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and place 2 lines of dirt here and here. Alright, so this next part is definitely optional. However, I'm going to go ahead and do it because I think it makes it look a little bit nicer. So I'm gonna go ahead and place some light sources here. Sugarcane can actually grow in the dark. Bamboo does need light though, so you would need it if you were growing bamboo. Now, again, it is optional, so you definitely don't need to do it, or you can place a few or a couple. So the next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is place down my pistons. And this is pretty much like every other sugarcane farm where you're gonna have pistons pushing, but the thing that makes this one lossless are a few tricks that are used when you're building this. So fence gates are one of them, and that's going to prevent the items from getting stuck on the block. And then the water placement is actually pretty creative as well. Let me go ahead, fill up some buckets and get an infinite water source going. Alright, so as you can see, what I did on this side was I placed some upside down stairs. The best way that I found to do that is to place a stair there. And the only reason I think this is the best way is because you have to make sure that they are curved at the end. The video did mention that was important. And like always, I'm going to go ahead and include that video in the description. This one is by Mindstop, and I think I mentioned that last episode, but go ahead and click that I if you want to check it out. He did a really cool tutorial video on it. It was a little bit different than what I've usually seen. Oops. Instead of kind of going through it, he had some really cool camera angles, and he kind of went through from there and built it up layer by layer, which I thought was awesome. But I'm going to go ahead and keep falling. I'm going to go ahead, finish this up, and start on the next part. Alright, so after you have your stairs placed, you're going to fill these lines with dirt since the farm is expandable upwards. And you're going to come to one side, it doesn't really matter which one. Pour down your water and where the second to last block is. So this one right here, where it ends, gonna mine that and put a piece of ice down. It's just going to allow the items to go through the full length of the stream. So once your ice is down there, place that up there. And you're gonna have some fence gates handy, like that. And once you place a second fence gate here, you can go ahead and get rid of this one for now. So I'm going to go ahead and open that and pour that right there. So this is going to allow the water to reach all the way right here to the end. But sugarcane isn't going to be able to be planted here because there is a block. Alright, so you're going to go ahead and get rid of the block right here and here. Have your stairs handy. You're going to go like this and that and put the water right there. And then you can go ahead and actually put your sea lanterns or light source or solid blocks back wherever you would like, and then you do have to do the same thing on the other side as well. But this is so that way your whole sugarcane farm can have sugarcane on it instead of having these two blocks blank because of this extender right here. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these back in, and now we should be able to go ahead and plant our sugarcane. As you can see, everything went smoothly. If that water wasn't there, it'd be pretty obvious. It just wouldn't let you plant it. So let's get this going here. Alright, there we go. So the next part is going to be wiring up all of these pistons. Alright, so I went ahead and built everything out for the first layer. This is going to be the only layer that's a little bit different than the rest of them because of the water placement and everything like that. But if I come up here and actually get on top of it, everything else on top of this is going to be tileable. So if you want to stop here, you definitely can. I think I'm going to build 3 or 4 layers, but the wiring is dead easy. You're going to have redstone running on the stairs that the pistons are on. You're going to have both going into repeaters since these are both 15 blocks long. A torch down here that's going to power those redstone lines with the repeaters. Another torch down here to invert the signal. An observer, and then a hopper clock. It's super easy. The last thing to do is put in 1, 2, 3, 4, and what will happen is as soon as that hopper gives all the items to the other one, it'll swap and it'll go ahead and pulse this, which will trigger the pistons. Other than that, we just need to cover up this side of it and put in a collection system, and I think that should be it. Alright, so I just finished enclosing the first layer with concrete. We have a hopper clock here, the inverter, pistons, and if I go ahead, you can see that all the pistons will come out with the pulse. The other thing I went ahead and did was create a water elevator because I want my storage up so that way my items can flow down the chests and hoppers and I can store a little bit more since I do AFK a lot. It's not exactly the same as the Boneyard build that we'll do later, but it's pretty simple. It's a comparator clock with a comparator right under on the side over here. And what that's going to do is just go ahead and give an output as soon as there's an item in there. It's going to activate that clock, and as soon as you put something in it, it will fire out pretty quickly. Since we're going to have the water elevator up here, and things will flow down. Because this farm is a little bit different, the first layer is different than the rest of the layers, but all the layers on top of the first layer will be the same. Now the really cool thing about this is filling the stairs with water. Since they are waterlogged, it actually counts for the sugarcane and still allows redstone to be placed on it. So that way the sugarcane can all be placed, your redstone can go on top to fire the pistons, so it's very, very compact and it's a really, really cool feature. The only annoying thing are all the buckets you need. So I'm going to go ahead, create some of these buckets, fill up the stairs, and be right back. Alright, so a lot of it is in place, especially from the front side here. I think I made it look, we'll let you finish over there. I think we made it look pretty good. Now over here, I haven't made a good way to climb up there quite yet, but right now, I think I'm going to stick with 2 layers only because I don't want to waste all of my pistons and everything right now. So I'm probably going to put a roof on it. This probably would match the gunpowder that I get from the farm over there. Since it is 60 sugarcane, I mean, if one grows every 5 minutes, that's 60 every 5 minutes. So about 1 every 5 seconds. That's really not too bad. I think what I'll go ahead and do now is close this up. I went ahead and put a little outline around it every 3 or so layers, so I'm going to finish that pattern around. I'll go ahead and put some dirt down here for now and then put a roof on it, so that way when I do want to expand it, it'll be really, really easy to do. And since, oh, you know what, I don't know how I forgot it, I also went ahead and added this. So down in the front here, we still have our dropper system and glass going all the way up, so I put a piece of soul sand down there. And we got hoppers going into these chests, and I didn't have time, but I can go ahead and do it now. And the reason I put 2 is that way it can transfer at double the speed if I'm not wrong, which might not be true. So there we go, we already got 16 going from that one harvest. That is definitely a good sign. And then what I'll go ahead and do as well is go ahead and put a little kind of thing around this to make it look a little bit nicer. I'm thinking to kind of match the style of other things, I'll probably go with something like, oh, where did I put those? I had some there we go. Yep, so put some sea lanterns right here, since these are probably going to, honestly, these first 2 are probably going to be the only ones that are visible, but that way we can go ahead and, yeah, there we go. Kind of pull this around like that. Yeah, I think that's going to look really, really good. And I'll go ahead and go up, and I will be right back when that's done, and then we can definitely get started on building the boneyard. Okay, so you are definitely going to notice something different about my skin, and I'm sure you recognize something like that you may have seen before. Well, somebody on the Dominion server built the button, and I got a green block, and it was awesome because the server owner had blue, so I got to make fun of him, which was awesome. But you may notice something else. So I am just about to grab my redstone shovel over there, but you may notice these 2 levers and nothing inside these chests. Well, this is gunpowder and this is bone meal, and this is a lockout, which means everything will stay in here. But with these off, as you can see over here, I've been doing some work. Here's my redstone shulker box. But both of the lines here from the, and don't ask why they're switched, that's how they are. We'll count out to poor planning. But as you can see here, we have the line for bone meal right here, or bones right here, and gunpowder right over here. And they go all the way up into these chests right here, and they are working, which is awesome. So if I come over here, gunpowder's right here. I don't have as much gunpowder. There it is, up there and up there, and that is definitely working really, really well. So I'm super happy about that. But enough distracting, I am ready to get started on the Boneyard. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some white concrete, and gosh, my inventory is such a mess. So I want to have the bypass somewhere over here, since this is where the chests are. So what I'll do is I'll probably start it here. So first things first, we need to get the line going where the cart is going to go. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go places up. I'm gonna go ahead and put my redstone shulker up here. So we will grab some observers and hoppers, and I definitely need to make a way to get up there. There we go. So I said I was gonna leave 2, so we will have, how am I gonna do this? We're gonna have droppers facing that way. I'm so silly. So 7 droppers. That's not going to be enough, but it's going to be close. I'll definitely go ahead and make another one. So we need to put it right here, and this is just going to be very annoying, isn't it? Okay, dropper. There we go. And if I use these Tweakeroo tools, that's how far I'm going to get. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and place these down, get the basic setup that I showed earlier today, and I will be right back. Okay, that is at least it sounds pretty. After you place down your droppers, and dispensers would work as well, you're gonna put a row of hoppers down like this. You're gonna put composters down like this, and then another row of hoppers. And that's the basic shape right there. So this is the actual functional part. You'll put stuff in there. I think that actually works. Yeah, it did. Look at that. And then eventually, once the bone meal comes out, it's going to be put into here. So now that that part is done, we need to get the timer. So let me go ahead, build a slice of that, and I will be right back. And just make sure, if you do have any issues or any problems building this, I'm definitely going to put up a tutorial video later sometime this week of upload, and as soon as I do, I'll go ahead and link it in the description. Okay, so this is the basic layout. It's super easy. It's 4 observers and 1 sticky piston per layer. It is a little expensive, and it's probably not the cheapest way to, it's definitely not the cheapest way to do things, but it does only activate 1 dropper at a time, and it's pretty server friendly since there are no redstone lines or anything like that. So it's very, very easy to do. It's a very easy setup. So you just place a line of concrete, put down some comparators like that. Then you're gonna go ahead, and I go ahead and go out a block just so I can get some room. And you're gonna face these observers into the, get some more space here, into the comparators like that. And there we go. You can go ahead and remove all of this like so. Then you're going to face this observer upside down, and what that's going to do is, as soon as the comparator changes, it is going to say, it's going to observe that change, and it's going to flash right here. That's a change in block state. These observers are going to pick it up. Now, if you don't know, sticky pistons, when they get 1 ticked like this, they are going to spit out their blocks. Now, observers are going to 1 tick pulse. It's going to take 2 ticks to get there, but it is going to 1 tick pulse that sticky piston, which usually could be an issue. However, oops, block. However, because the way that this observer clock works is having the 2 observers next to each other, the best part is the comparator is going to turn on, and that's going to force them all to come over here, and they're going to start using the clock. But as soon as the dropper is empty, that comparator is going to turn off. That's another change, and then it's going to go ahead and pull it back. So this one right here I already have ready. Throw that in there. You can see here, it let go of the block. It's over here. It's firing off. And it's pretty much a T flip-flop with a clock. And as soon as it runs out, it'll change and it'll go back. Sometimes these will be out of sync. I've had it a couple times when I placed it wrong, or you know, you have some redstone or accident and something like that. But it's super easy to fix. The harder part, however, is getting these observers right there. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and place these. I'll be right back. Okay, so now that everything is in place, and these light, what this X means is that the light is below 8 or 7 and mobs can spawn. But because these are redstone components, that is not an issue that we need to worry about. So because everything is in place down there, if I, for example, throw a stack of melons in here, that's going to start putting it into the composter. It's going to fill up like that. Comparator is going to turn on. It's going to start firing. It's going to run out because there's only one. And that's it. Super easy, super simple. So pretty much the only thing that changes now is depending where we want to actually input the items. So I'm actually going to build out 2 from here and 1 from here. I'll go ahead and go 2 and put a stop. So if I get my powered rail, oops. Oh gosh. Let's see here. There we go. Luckily, anything that's not supposed to go in there won't go in there, which is definitely good. And the way that this is gonna work is usually I would have a chest right here, like this, right above this, and then have it, you know, coming back and forth. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is set up that part. And after that, we'll set up the transport system from over here. Okay, if this isn't proof that anybody can do redstone, then I don't know what it is. So I'm definitely not good at it. I'll say I understand how it works, but what I went ahead and did is I have a dropper right here, and this is actually the exact same system here. It's just horizontal instead of vertical. So what I went ahead and did, I have a dropper here, and that's gonna have some water coming out, and they're gonna go up for the chest system right here. And that has the same thing, comparator, observer, piston with an observer clock. So to make a bypass switch, if I have it on one setting, it should go down into the storage system down here, and if I have it into the other setting, it should be going into the boneyard. So what I went ahead and did is I have a simple redstone block on a piston with a lever right there. So if the lever is like, let's see if we can get it, it's powering this hopper. So all the stuff is, there you go, is going to go through this hopper since they're the same chest. If I have this lever powered like that, this hopper is going to be frozen and everything will go down this hopper right here. Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and show off the button here. I'm sure if you've watched Hermicraft, if you've watched this, you've probably watched Hermicraft, but if you haven't, this is the button. So the lights slowly go down, and as soon as it gets to red, if nobody presses the button right there, then the button dies. But you can press it anytime in between, and the lower it is to dying, or the closer it is to dying, the higher rank that you would get. So as you can see here, I got green because I'm just that awesome. And you can see that people have started to place some little hidey holes here. So if you look at this one, let's see, flip myself under there. I actually put a piston right here to block people from getting in, but everybody's kind of set up. I mean, they're here for the long run. They got the farm going and the little severed head going and everything. And this one's actually really cool. So if I look into here, I didn't think that this was a thing. So my understanding is that it's a white map all on the picture frames, but you know, I didn't actually know that. That's like the Lego Okay, so I'm gonna leave because I don't feel safe here. But everybody set up their little home base, and I got green, so I think I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm not gonna wait here now. I gotta go get back to the boneyard. Okay, so the reason I'm at spawn, I did want to show off the button, but I need some quartz because I need to go ahead and set up some stairs. Now I know they have a quartz shop. There it is, around here. So I'm almost done, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy some. Gosh, 1 diamond per stack of blocks. That is so worth it, absolutely. But I'm gonna go ahead, purchase this, head back to my base, and you guys will be able to see the progress on the boneyard. Alright, so we are pretty much done outside, and I did change a few things in here. I needed water, so a lot of obsidian later. And like I said, I'm definitely not the best, but you can see here I still have the same type of clock right there, and I needed it to pretty much block. I couldn't have it destroy the water, so I needed to place the water up. And because of that, I didn't want it to pull the block back and have the water over there, so I just went ahead and added some slime blocks, but it still does work the same way. So it comes up here, goes all the way up this chest line, all the way down into this bottom chest right here, which I actually can't open. Let me see. There we go. So you can see I have it on bypass, so it's already putting some stuff in there. And it looks like we are going to have some new friends. Ooh, that's the dog. Alright, so here we go. We got the minecart track right there. You come up here. This is where we're going to put our skeletons that will despawn eventually. But we got some stairs, and then we got some stairs coming down here. So I think what I'll go ahead and do is add in the rest of the blocks back there, pop in a minecart, maybe show it off a little bit working, and I think that should be it. Alright, so that is all the time we have for today. As you can see here, it's actually looking really good. I need to put in the hopper line for the collection system and the water stream, but that's something I'll do off camera and probably introduce in the next episode. But I really like it. I think it works really well. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a great day. If you want to see more content like this, definitely hit that like button, and if you're feeling almighty, hit that subscribe button too and hit that bell. That's going to allow me to make more videos like this and let me know that this format is working. If you have anything else to say, anything that you want me to try, anything you want to mention, definitely go ahead and leave a comment. But other than that, I'm very happy with what we got done today. We got this done, and we got the sugarcane farm over here pretty much done. I just need to put the roof on it. It's only a few hours I've been taking it out. I've been adding things. I've been making fireworks. We got the storage system done today, but other than that, I am super happy where we got with today. So have a great day.